maybe this is a beginning to heal America. Now, I don't have some sort of complex where I think I can heal America. I can't. Okay, let's get that clear. I'm not going to be.
Bill Maher seems to have shaken up the entire left by having dinner with Donald Trump, like in yesterday's video that I made with Larry David. Those two were friends, but then Larry David made all these comments, after Bill Maher goes and has dinner with Donald Trump. It seems to have upset him, and then, some of the other Democrats on the left side as well, too. They can't see it as two guys just having dinner. They have to, of course, take it to the next level. Now, I'm sure even Bill Maher has lost fans over this as well, too. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this first clip where Bill Maher talks to Chris Cuomo about having dinner with Donald Trump. Then we're going to go ahead and play another clip right after that. Let's get right into it.
Let me ask you this. Last question. You're going to meet with the president.
I am?
So Kid Rock makes it happen. What do you think has been the response so far? What do you think it will be, and why are you doing it? Which I'm totally for, by the way, and I love it.
I get it. Well, I'm doing it because, first of all, it was presented as
a dare.
not a dare. No, just like, maybe this is a beginning to heal America. Now, I don't have some sort of complex where I think I can heal America. I can't. Okay, let's get that clear. I'm not going to be healing America. But if two guys who've been at each other for so long, I mean, it's kind of a Nixon to China thing. I have the credentials. There was nobody who was harder on Trump or more prescient about the fact that he wasn't going to leave office voluntarily than I was. I feel like I have the credentials. But they also respect me because I'm honest about the woke train to crazy town. And I don't shrink from that. And I've also lost a lot of fans for that. The woke people have left the building, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice. But it does give you a certain credibility. So I just think to meet somebody, first of all, it's an honor to be invited to the White House.
Yes, it is.
And I've already had a couple of people who I said to them, I'm just going to take it as a backhanded compliment that you glide right past the idea that little Bill Maher from Rivervale, New Jersey, just a humble kid from the suburbs, was invited for a private dinner to the White House. You glide right past that to how dare you talk to him, and that you're not impressed by it at all. I'm impressed by it a lot. I'm impressed the fuck out of it. I get to go to the White House, and yes, that is the structure of this dinner, is just let's talk. Let's talk to each other face to face. Let's not stop shouting from 3,000 miles away, So if they expect me to be leaving in a MAGA hat, they're going to be very disappointed, but I know they don't. And I think it's going to be, look, it probably will accomplish very little, but you got to try, man. You got to try.
I love it. Kanye. Bill Maher, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Love being with you, bud.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
And I love that you're going. I think it's great for exactly that.
It is great, isn't it?
100%.
Yes.
And I will celebrate it when it happens.
Bill Maher is just basically explaining why he accepted the invite to meet Trump. And honestly, he just keeps it real about the whole thing. He's not saying he's out here trying to heal America. He knows he's just one person. But he does believe that sitting down and having an actual one-on-one conversation with Trump instead of screaming back and forth at each other is worth a shot. Why not? Bill Maher points out that he's been one of Trump's toughest critics, especially when it comes to Trump leaving office as well. But he hasn't been afraid to call out the craziness on the far left either, even if it costs him some of his fans, which I'm sure him having dinner with Donald Trump definitely costed him some of his fans, People like Larry David, for example, someone that was his supposed friend, started saying stuff when he had dinner with Trump. Bill Maher isn't pretending this meeting will change everything. He knows it probably won't, but he believes trying is better than just doing nothing. He also mentions how people totally skip over the fact that a kid from Jersey got invited to a private White House dinner, which he's actually very proud of. And you can even see that too. When Chris Cuomo asked him about it, he looked at the camera and smiled. But I think Bill Maher is just saying that if we ever want to fix anything, it's going to start with people actually talking to each other face to face. Even if it doesn't fix everything, it's at least one step towards some kind of grace. Let's go ahead and get into this next clip here where Bill Maher talks about how his dinner went with Donald Trump, live on Real Time with Bill Maher.
What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a So no, I didn't go MAGA. And to the president's credit, there was no pressure to. A crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV a lot lives there, which I know is up. It's just not as up as I thought it was. The guy I met is not the person who the night before the dinner shit tweeted a bunch of nasty crap about how he thought this dinner was a bad idea and what a deranged asshole I was. But when I got there, that guy wasn't living there. Now, does Trump want respect? Of course, who doesn't? My friend said to me, "What are you going to wear to the White House?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm not going to dress like Zelensky, I'll tell you that." Just for starters, he laughs. I'd never seen him laugh in public, but he does, including at himself. And it's not fake. Believe me, as a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with a comedian. It matters who he is on the world stage. I'm just taking as a positive that this person exists, because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know, your mind is blown, so's mine. There were so many moments when I hit him with a joke or contradicted something, and no problem. I told him he was wrong when he tweeted the night before that I was critical of all things Trump. Not true. Check the tapes. The border did need to be controlled. I'm glad the cops are getting their morale back. DEI had gone too far. Biological men shouldn't be playing women's sports. Europe should pay for their defense. And of course, it makes sense that Arab countries should take in Arab refugees. He didn't get mad or call me a left-wing lunatic. He took it in. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. Me, I feel it's emblematic of why the Democrats are so unpopular these days. So MAGA fans, don't worry. Your boy gave me nothing. Just hats. Hats and a very generous amount of time and a willingness to listen and accept me as a possible friend, even though I'm not MAGA, which was the point of the dinner. And he said, you know, I've heard from a lot of people who really like that we're having this dinner. Not all, but a lot. And I said, same. A lot of people told me they loved it, but not all. And we agreed. The people who don't even want us to talk, we don't like you. I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me. I brought this to the White House because I wanted him to sign it, which he did. That's my report. You can hate me for it, but I'm not a liar. Trump was gracious and measured, and why he isn't that in other settings, I don't know, and I can't answer, and it's not my place to answer. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I wasn't high.
Bill Maher is just laying it all out on the table right here. He's not trying to spin anything or kiss at the Trump. He's just telling the truth about what he saw. He went to the White House expecting this wild, unpredictable Trump that everyone sees on TV. But when you actually sit down with him, that's not the person he met. Trump was calm, respectful, even self-aware, and was willing to listen without blowing up to Bill Maher whenever he disagreed with him. Bill made it clear he did not hold back. He called Trump out on the past tweets, disagreed with him on issues, cracked a couple jokes to his face as well too. And instead of getting angry, Trump took it all in. Bill Maher even said he felt more comfortable having an honest conversation with Trump than he would with some of the Democrats he's voted for in the past. He's not saying Trump's perfect at all, not even close, but he's also pointing out that there's a difference between the guy people see at rallies and the guy he had dinner with. Bill Maher admits it probably won't change anything big, but the fact that two people with different views can sit down, talk, and actually respect each other, that's worth something in today's world. He knows some people will hate him for this, of course, but he's not lying about what happened. He's just keeping it real. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this, and I'll see you guys on the next topic.